So we're back again to talk about Forest again, and we won. First win in 5, but how good or bad was that actual win? El Crapico, we're less crap than West Ham, I guess, is the positive we can take from it. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to Grumpy Old Reds. Make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you've subscribed as well. We'll keep you posted on all the other scorelines going on currently. I don't know how Bournemouth and Spurs can both lose, but I'd love to see that happen. A lot of results. Just this league, man. This league's a mess. Burnley are beating Man U, which is hilarious, but they're getting closer to us.
It has been such a topsy-turvy league, hasn't it, this year? I think the year we got promoted was similar. Like, teams were all over the place. But this year has been really weird. If you look at the table, I never expected it still to be as messed up as it is, with some teams that are struggling around us.
Brentford are 5th right now. Brentford, who are favourites to go down, are 5th in the league.
Exactly.
Post-Christmas.
With their rookie manager, who everyone was slating, thinking he wasn't going to see out the season.
I'd take him right now, man. Who's commentator these days in the Championship, man? Maybe he can do a better job than Dyche. But yeah, those of you asking for Ant pulled out. Pause. He's still in between the house move. Him and Rob do need to have a lot of words, so it'll have to be.
Is that what he told you? He texted me and said he's not coming on because he knew Rob was coming on.
Did he?
Yeah.
I win.
You do not win. You've got crimes to answer for, my friend.
Those 12 points out of those 4 games, Rob.
13 points.
Actually, you weren't far off, because if you removed the 3, you got it right.
No. In fact, let's just get this cleared up in the air right now, because
let's not talk about it.
No, let's talk about it, because you claimed 13 points. And you tried
listen, you could actually just tell the truth and say 10, and it's equally humiliating. So
okay,
why
we'll go with 10.
You didn't say 10 though. You said 13 points.
Let's give him 10.
Mr. Archive footage. Go back and watch. I've made it very
even mathematically possible what you said.
No, it is
13 points in 4 games.
Right, I'm not even going to bother responding if you say 13.
Okay, we'll go with 10,
which is what I actually said.
Okay, you then doubled down by saying, well, I'm half right because Forest have more points than West Ham. How's that one looking?
No, the other way around.
Yeah, you said West Ham would have more points.
I can't believe I'm going to end up defending Rob. But in his defense, right, we revised it back down to 10 points. And he did say by the time West Ham faced Forest, they will have had more points than us. And they did, technically. It was only 1 point. But after the game, obviously, we've got more points. But I'm defending you, Rob. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's come over me, mate, but I'm freaking defending you.
Also, how close were we to losing that game? So,
can I jump in on that bit? Because I can't remember what term you used, Wolfie, when you did it, but I felt that was one of the slimiest wins we've ever had, especially in the Premier League. And I don't know, it left me feeling a little bit weird. I'll be honest, left me feeling a little bit weird afterwards, like icky in a way.
It's like you had a one-night stand that you don't want to talk about. Your mates.
I've got a different analogy. It's like, and I try and keep it PG, guys. I try and use analogy, and this one.
I have a feeling it won't be.
This one sort of remembers it.
You literally just said, "I don't know what come over me," and then said Rob.
No, so see, that's what you read into it. That's your filthy mind. But I'm gonna try and keep it PG. And this one's for the members. They'll appreciate this one. It's like when you've watched a specialist movie, and then you've Zorroed everywhere, and then at the moment, you're really grateful, you're happy, elated, and then afterwards you look down and you feel dirty. And that's what it made me feel like.
I can't believe you. I
don't think we deserved it.
That's the PG version, is it?
That was the PG version. We didn't deserve 3 points yesterday. I didn't feel we deserved it. But obviously, I'm so glad we got it, because that 7 points, and guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a stage, I think, in that first season where we were 7 points adrift, and obviously we managed to overcome that and stay up. That's the only thing in the back of my mind that's niggling at me a little bit. But I did say a few weeks ago, I'm expecting us to finished 17th like Spurs did last season. They finished 17th. They were never in a relegation battle. And I think they've finished about 7 or 8 points clear. And the gap we've got now is what is the gap I think we're going to maintain. I don't expect us to even go any further up the table. And I don't think we need to. I think the 3 teams behind us are so bad that we'll survive.
Yeah, West Ham are 19th right now, man. They're 19th, man.
Awful,
they were
man.
1 point behind us.
They were so bad, and you could see it drain from them. I mean, for VAR decisions to go our way, and I want Rob to jump in on this one, but for decisions to go our way yesterday, it just didn't feel Forest-like at all.
No, I know.
You know, and so yeah, like I said, that's why I was left with that weird feeling. But yeah, I'll try and
wait, hold on. Burnley are only 6 points behind us as things stand at the time of us being live.
Yes, well, yeah, it was. Well, maybe somebody can
That's
break.
not good,
it won't
man.
be West Ham. It will not be West Ham.
Hold on. I'm just looking at Burnley's fixtures. They've got Liverpool next. They could win that. Then they got Spurs. That's guaranteed win, man. And we got Arsenal next. Anyway, we'll cover off.
Got in that game. Let's not start looking at Burnley's fixtures, okay?
Yeah, let's not.
Are you going to predict they get 13 points in the next 6?
In the next 3 games.
You guys, one day will be grateful to me because I put a curse on West Ham. I put a hex on them, and it worked. Just give me the silent credit.
What did we say? Didn't we say that he was doing the whole? If I say this happens and it doesn't happen, then I'm going to say I'm glad it didn't happen thing. Like,
you don't think I actually wanted West Ham to win, so I would say face.
Yeah,
no, I mean, look, coming back to what Ez just said, what is remarkable about last night is it felt like 3 years of gripes and bad luck with VAR have been cancelled out in one game. I really felt like that has evened the score.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Come on. Both of those decisions were extremely soft. By the way, I had a prediction before the game. I said it would be 2-1 and there would be some VAR controversy. I just got the winner and loser the wrong way around.
Oh, bro, you stop trying to get.
I don't know why.
Did I say it?
Crypto's going to pipe up in a minute. I know he is, but he's so full of shit.
He does.
Yeah,
a massive shout
right,
out to the boys over on West Ham Fan TV. Big up to the audience from there coming in here. Good to see you lot in there. Get your hellos in the chat if you're over from West Ham. Don't worry, we're being smug here, man. Well, I'm not, because I'm pissed off at how we played. I don't know how the boys feel.
I'm annoyed we won.
Big up.
Yeah,
no lawless.
It was a win that felt like a loss. If ever a win felt like a defeat, it was were you celebrating? I'll tell you what that was like.
Yeah, I'm a Forest fan, not a West Ham fan like you.
I'll tell you why I couldn't celebrate afterwards. That experience yesterday was like going to A&E, sitting there for 6 hours, having a scan or something.
Know the half of it, right?
Having a scan, and then the doctor sits there and he goes, "Right, I've got your scan results here, and you're all clear." Yeah. You don't go, "Whoa!" punch the air and like run out. You just think, "Oh, thank God for that." And you just go home, you take 2 paracetamol, and you lie down, and you wait about 2 days for your butt to finally unclench. That's what it felt like. So that's why I went celebrate.
Hang on a second. What were you doing with the doctor in that office?
What did you go in for?
I kind of mixed metaphors a little bit there. It paints a picture, doesn't it? But I really felt like last night was not in any way about football. Let's be clear. It was a test of character and it was a test of luck. And somehow we managed to pass both tests. But yeah, there's very little to celebrate. It's mainly about relief and the having stared, death in the face. When we went 2-0 down, that was a dark moment. Thank God for semi-automated offsides because it was cleared up pretty quick, wasn't it?
Wait. All right. Not to just be thinking about it. I don't get the controversy.
Well, okay. I think the reason is because on the eye test, it looked like a perfectly fair goal because the offside occurs in the build-up and there's like 2 more passes or there's 2 more player interactions before.
No, that wasn't a controversy.
No, that's not it. It's to do with Milenkovic.
The controversy is it comes off Milenkovic. So they're saying,
right.
Yeah, so it comes off, but it's not a deliberate pass. So that's where the rule is. So it is a little bit of a grey area what you have to look into. That's what it was. It was to do with it coming off Milenkovic. So that's what they're kicking off.
Yeah, but it has to be intentional from the defender.
Right. Can we answer the question we just had from the West Ham fan? So look, I am being gracious enough to say that both VAR decisions were very favourable and very soft, and they're absolutely not the sort of thing that we normally get. But let's be very clear that Somerville threw himself to the ground on the edge of the box. Anderson has barely brushed his shoulder. And personally, I think Somerville should have been booked for diving. So that's
and also the other thing I would add, in the build-up to the second goal, Forest had a VAR check for a handball as it went out of play. They're checking it. This is how incompetent the refs are. They're checking it, they clear it, and they give a goal kick and not a corner. And then West Ham go down the other end.
Yeah, I didn't understand that one.
So you're checking. Clearly, it's come off the West Ham player. This is how bad. And this is what I said the other day. It doesn't matter if it's for or against your club. Outside of the Cartel 6, the other 14 need to start sticking together because ain't no one watching our back, man. These incompetent refs are a joke.
Can we talk about the penalty? Because this is coming up in the comments. So my view on that is that, clearly, if you're the goalkeeper and you go in with your fists to punch the ball away, you must actually connect with the ball and not with the striker's head, right? Having said that, the West Ham defender heads it away cleanly, irrespective of the Gibbs-White was not getting to that ball anyway because the defenders headed it away. So the problem is, it's just, I guess, that the foul is right next to the ball. I mean, if a foul had been happening on the other side of the box, if a foul had happened off the ball on the other side of the box while that was going on, would you have given a penalty for that?
Yes, it is a penalty.
He got punched by
technically it's a penalty. It's technically
Rob, next Forest.
It was a violent action. It was a violent action.
Yeah. I'll bring you in, Ben. Let me just say this. Let's just say Areola punched it clear, but Souček elbowed Gibbs-White in the face. That's still a penalty. It doesn't matter that Souček didn't get the ball. It doesn't. It's about the intent.
So, it's dangerous play then. In that case, it's dangerous play, not a foul. If you see what I mean. For that, fine. Yeah. Okay. I mean,
that's
certainly, if you're going to lead with your fist, you better make sure that you get the ball. So he's made a. Rob, we complain that Sells doesn't come for crosses, but at least he doesn't punch people in the face.
Yeah. Rob, if you were playing five-a-side and walked up to you and punched you square in the face, would you expect him to get into trouble for it?
Well, no, because I always play.
No context, no analogies, there's no link. It just says words.
He got wiped out by
words. Let me just say something before we carry on, because I think collectively we're in 3 WhatsApp groups together. I'm going to tell you now, every single one.
I'm only in 2.
You left the third one. You left the third one with Forest all over.
Oh yeah.
Matt, Chris, we still love you. This idiot, he thinks he's too big now. He gets stopped outside the City ground now.
Yeah, apart from Rob. But can I just be honest, right? Every single one of them is muted. Not for anyone else other than because of you, Crypto, mate. You put out so much content. Let's call it content. Carry on, though. Please carry on.
I mean, I've already had a life meltdown in the last hour about, exes and stuff like that. But that wasn't even addressed to you. That was addressed at Monk and Nicky. So,
I know. I saw it. Like, I can't see it. I do see it.
Anyway, no one knows what you're talking about. So let's get back to the game. Let's start.
Violence from the sidelines here.
Okay,
That's
right.
Against you.
You just said it's okay to punch someone in the face.
I didn't say that.
Okay, can we get back to talking about the actual football?
You said I'm
trying to be objective and see the other side. That's all. But that Somerville going down was a dive. That one's pretty good.
Shush. Let's talk about the football now. Okay, guys, please make sure you hit the like button.
I can't even. Football.
I can't even believe you.
That was like war, not football. Honestly, when that game
was a bum fight, man.
It had that game. I don't know why, but I was getting flashbacks. It felt like I was watching England against Germany or something. It was so freaking tense. And I think that the thing is that we can complain about the football, but those players, both sets, are under so much pressure. And if you look into the end of a game like that, you need to look elsewhere. In terms of the football, ours was dire. It looked like we were never, ever going to score from open play. We didn't. Not even possible to imagine it. When West Ham got the ball, it felt like every time we lost possession, they poured forward. They were hunting in packs. They were pressing us. Their breakaways were absolutely nail-biting. I felt like West Ham probably played the better of the two teams. We defended okay. And we've got to remember that, look, on paper, West Ham didn't score last night. We've scored an own goal. So, we've effectively kept clean
pieces. So Leeds have just taken the leads sorry to interrupt you. Leeds have just taken the lead against Newcastle.
My God.
It's
not everything going against us.
No, it's not. I'm not worried about
them. But we don't need to worry about Leeds, do we?
No, we don't need to worry about them.
We're in a league of our own.
Burnley are probably the only team we need to worry about. I think the only team in the bottom three that seems to be upward.
Sunderland have just missed a penalty against Brentford. It's all going off here, man. It's all going off.
Thiago scored again for Brentford, by the way. Got him in my
machine. Okay, sorry. Oh, Fulham are up against Chelsea.
Right, we're going to get so distracted if you just go.
We're talking about a couple of long shots there, which were our best chances. Two pot shots from outside the bar in 96 minutes. I don't think that's a convincing example of how we were going to score from open play. Both of those were like early on in the first half. Considering that we were a goal down in the second half, what did we really have to offer?
Nothing
in terms of goal chances from open play. Pretty much zero. The corner came from Nico Williams having a blocked shot. Nico Williams and Domingos probably our only two good players last night. And I mean, I don't know what it is with Nico Williams. He never has an off game now. I don't know why. I don't know why.
You just got.
I don't know why cartel clubs are not after him, because he is just outstanding.
Oh, why don't you just put him on a pedestal?
Shut up, man.
Why do you stick
Atalanta?
Right, okay. Can I counteract it by saying Anderson was really bad again. He needs to watch FFTV. He taking so long on the ball. I think his.
So if I message him now, he'll probably block me, man.
No, his policy is like, when I've got the ball, I keep possession until I get tackled. Because I don't know, and he's doing it so deep as well. He's doing it about 30 yards out. He's getting caught in possession because he's trying to like outskill two or three players that are on him.
If we're talking about players who are having stinky performances recently, I've got to add Milenkovic. I mentioned Milenkovic last game, and I'll say again yesterday. Even disallowed goal, man. Did you see his movement just to allow that ball to pass him? He didn't know it was offside.
So actually, I'll tell you another thing he did that annoyed me. When Somerville's initial shot that Sells just like beat down, that was like really, really early on.
Yeah.
If you watch that on the highlights, all Milenkovic doesn't close him at all. I'm thinking that's exactly where Ollie Watkins scored from just last game. Have you not learned your lesson? You do not invite the pot shot.
And on the double shot, on the double save, if you look on the second shot, I can't remember who took the second shot for West Ham, but he went around Milenkovic to get to the ball. He was half asleep.
Can we just compliment Sells on that double save, actually? That was, I think that's gone.
It wasn't the best shots in the world, bro.
No, the first one, he gets down extremely quickly, low to his right. And if you look at the one that, was it the second one that John Victor let in against Man City, that one was much easier to save than the save that
Brighton have just equalised against Man City. Speaking of them,
who's equalised against Man City?
Brighton.
Look, we're 30 minutes. Can we just ignore these games that are
all right? Fine, sorry.
Yeah, all right.
We're 30 minutes in because you won't bloody shut up, man.
Yeah, you are. You are freaking
30 minutes.
Go on then. Have you got your bottle of Southern Comfort tonight? Entertain us.
Yeah, actually, I'm on the Sprite Zero Sugar. First of all, Rob, I want to know what A&E you're going to that you only have to wait 6 hours. Because I waited in 11 and a half hours in QMC and they didn't even fucking see me. So I'd like to know which one.
You couldn't see them either. You couldn't see them either.
Yeah, that's true.
At the time, I couldn't see them. I was like, that is true. Look, regarding the match, I think you lot have been bare negative. We won. We didn't look.
We're not happy clappers, but go ahead.
West Ham didn't score against us. We scored the 3 goals. Murillo got on the score sheet. You lot are always complaining we don't score enough goals. Murillo tucked one away nicely. We had a nice header from Dominguez, and then MGW managed to convert a shot, which was the most unbelievable thing. I think this hopefully is the game which changes us around. We go on a bit of a streak. Everybody stops worrying about Dyche, and hopefully the players' mentality changes so that we can put ourselves far away from relegation. I mean, we're only 4 wins away from a Champions League spot. Just saying. So I think you need to stop being so negative.
Bro, you're only 2 sips away from being.
If you compare that game to the Villa game, it was a completely different performance. I know it wasn't perfect, but it was, levels above the Villa game. We actually tried to go out there and score. We spent the first 10 minutes attacking. In the first 10 minutes of the Villa game, we made 1 pass in the opponent's half. So I don't think it's as bad as you lot are making out. Yes, we should beat West Ham on paper, but it wasn't that bad. The one thing that is still annoying me is that as good as Jesus is at holding up the ball and also defending the ball with his back turned to goal, he is not a striker. He needs to be in that 10 position with someone running ahead of him, because what's happening is the ball goes up from the goal kick. Jesus gets the ball, he brings it down, but you can't then expect him to outturn 2 or 3 defenders to get through a goal.
7 defenders.
Or 7 defenders. So we need a striker basically who can run through the middle. Now we did have a striker who could run through the middle. His name was Cali Muendo, but for some reason we sold him.
We are going to talk about him
earlier today. But I think you lot are being harsh, man. We won the game. We needed the 3 points. It didn't matter how we won. I mean, Ant doesn't think we won because penalties don't count in Ant's world, so it was a draw for Ant. But we won the game. We got it done. The mentality now will shift, and I think we'll be okay for the rest of the season.
Wait. So you would Dyche out last stream.
You might as well
get the button ready. Finger on the button. Finger on the button.
No, I'm still Dyche out, man. Fuck.
Are you? What's this?
Yeah, but no one liked that, so don't.
You want to explain it? What a team! Dyche 10-year contract.
Everybody follow that Twitter handle. Everyone follow that Twitter handle. I lost like 35 followers over the last week for speaking shit.
Only 35.
I'm surprised you had that.
I'm surprised you had 35 in the first place, mate. I'll be honest.
I got 700. That's post ban. My previous account had way more, and I got fucking banned for what do you call it? I can't remember what the word is. Oh, impersonating Morgan Gibbs-White.
Yeah, I can see the resemblance, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm better.
Maybe in the finishing. All right, let's actually start talking about the football, because I think we were crap until they scored their second goal. Goal. Yeah. And then it almost... I don't even think we became good. I think they lost hope. They were like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, a couple of things, because the first time, if you look at the stats were the reverse of what we saw against Aston Villa. But that's what I said. For 2 ways to beat Forest.
I know. I'm sorry to interrupt. I know Rob doesn't want the scorelines, but Newcastle have levelled against Leeds. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, if you look at the, I can't remember what I was saying, bro. You literally.
No, sorry, apologies. You were talking about. I said they looked like they stepped. Their heads fell after the second one.
Oh, Fulham are winning now.
I said the 2 ways to beat Forest. If you're a poor team, is just to give us a ball and let us try and break you down, because we had plenty of possession. How many chances did we really create? Like Rob said, those 2 long-range shots. So yeah. But we didn't really create anything. You give us the ball all day long, we're not going to create anything. It was purely because we got a stroke of luck. I mean, Dominguez was, he's almost as tall as me, but for him to get that header and loop it in, he was by the way one of the best, most consistent players yesterday. He has been for the last few performances he's had. But we did get a stroke of luck, and yesterday it just fell our way. But we were 2 really poor teams. There was no quality there. Shut up, Crypto, mate. Because the next game we're gonna be shite again, and you're gonna be back on it. Because as far as I'm concerned, the only benefit of us losing yesterday is my argument for a manager to be dismissed would have been have held some weight. If I would have been 6 defeats and 7, that would have held weight. I still don't want him in as my manager. I'm sorry. I want to be concentrating on Europe, and I don't think he's the manager to get me progressed in Europe. I think we will finish with whatever manager we have this season in the league. We'll finish with this 6-7 point gap over the 3. So I'm not worried about getting relegation. I said we're not in a relegation battle. I still believe we're not in a relegation battle. But I need some progress in Europe, and he is not the manager for me. My argument for saying get rid of the 4th manager is that we're still in January. In the previous situations, that 4th manager has been brought in March or April, where there's 7 or 8 games to go. That's not the situation right now. I'm sorry. I'm tired of the football. It's awful. He's got no clue. He didn't win by tactics yesterday. We were just better than a really, really poor team. We weren't good yesterday. So I'm sorry. Crypto, shut up, mate. He's a shit manager.
I'm not even speaking. I haven't said anything for like 5 minutes.
Shut up. Shut up with your agenda, mate. Shut up about what you're about to say. Shut up in advance.
Are we playing Arsenal
I'm
next in the Premier League?
I'm not happy with the Arsenal. I don't know what your question was, but that's my answer.
Yeah, I want to talk about these tactics. Now, I did a video on it this morning. I want Ben and Rob, I want your thoughts on this. And chat, what are you saying?
Is this the picture? Are you going to show us the picture?
Yeah.
Look at your screen, mate. Now,
yeah, right. So look, I raised this on the previous game, and I was watching the game with Seb last night.
This hadn't happened on the previous game, Rob.
Every time. No, against
one at a time, for God's sake.
Oh my God! Stop interrupting. Right. So from the Everton game, I remarked on this. I mean, I was at the ground, but it just felt like if you look at it in terms of a TV screen, there's always more opposition players on the screen than our players. Playing under Dyche feels like you've got 8 or 9 players total, even in defence as well. When the other team counterattacks, they always seem to have a numerical advantage. But when we're attacking, it's typically like 3 of our guys against 7 or 8 guys. Now, the thing is, okay, if you're going to attack slowly and give the opposition time to get their whole team back, at least send your players forward. But it's like we don't even send our players forward. It is utterly hopeless.
So disjointed.
I looked at the figures afterwards, and you can get this off the BBC. It says like kilometers walked, run, and sprinted for each team, and we seem to be competitive on the raw stats, but I just don't see where our players are because I don't see them near the ball when we're attacking. I think Igor Jesus had quite a good game last night, considering he was totally on his own and he just kept going. He played the full 90, he kept going, and he held the ball up right down at the end. He was trying to take the ball into the corner. Good on him, but in terms of an attacking threat, he was zero because he can't beat. The only player I've seen that can beat 6 or 7 defenders by themselves is Stan Collymore, and that kind of player comes along once every 40 or 50 years.
Yeah, but that's not true, Rob, because Morgan Gibbs-White has scored the same amount of goals as Stan Collymore in the Premier League.
That's not what I said.
Well, actually, you need to give some credit to Morgan Gibbs-White because he was saying. No, well, you've been saying he doesn't impact the game. Well, his face impacted Areola's fists, and then he held his nerve and he put the penalty away. And he said
think Gibbs-White had an impactful game yesterday?
Of course he bloody did.
Anybody could have scored that penalty. The fact that
look, come on, let's be clear, right? Going back to the Sturm Graz game, okay? If he misses that penalty, then it's right that we chew him out afterwards. But he scored it. And he's held his nerve and he's got us the 3 points. At least give the man some credit.
I'll give him some credit. Look, I'm not
giving him credit.
I don't look.
Why not? It's a pressure situation as well, guys.
No, not on that. He scored the penalty. Well done.
Exactly.
I'm talking about he's not impacting the game. The game
his face impacted Areola's fists. What more impact can you ask for? He threw himself at that header.
No, I know what.
For his own safety.
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
You're missing the point. Look, a lot of people want to punch Morgan Gibbs-White in the head. So that's by the by. Scoring the penalty is okay. Well done, you scored the penalty. The in-game, take away the penalty. He's not that good. He's not that good. He's not impacting the game that much, like you're making out.
If he's
way too deep, he should be up alongside Jesus, supporting him. He's still doing all of his. He's not doing his tricks and flicks as much, but he's hanging on to the ball far too long. Yeah,
it's woeful.
Yeah, but in terms of that game last night, he got us the penalty and he put it away. So you can't say, he's had no impact on open play. Maybe we can agree on that.
The penalty, he didn't purposely jump into his fist, did he?
Of course he did. You think he accidentally jumped into his fist? He threw himself at that.
Anybody could have scored that penalty. Rob, you could have probably scored that penalty.
No, I don't think so.
The penalty doesn't mean he's the man.
How many penalties for any team this season are going to be anything near that level of pressure? So just give the man some credit.
That's their job, Rob.
He said that he'd been practicing all week, hitting it down the middle, and you just got to hold.
Well, so he should. He's a professional footballer.
He didn't do the little chicken steps first as well, thank God, because that would have just raised my blood pressure even higher. So just at least give the man some credit.
I've said
you're missing the point I'm making.
I'm not missing the point. It's not impacting open play. I totally agree with that.
That's what we've said.
The game.
All right, there's a lot of verbal diarrhea going on. Here's the point I'm making on Gibbs-White. Yes, he did well to score the penalty. Okay.
Sound like you mean it. Say thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you for getting paid 150k a week.
Just can't do it, can you?
Just can't do it. Because you haven't let me finish my point. You haven't let me finish my point. Here's my point. This team, I'm sure, I don't know, would anyone argue this? Every manager that's come in since Gibbs-White has been here has tried to design the team around him.
Yeah,
the team is designed around him.
I don't think
Dyche has. He picks him every game.
He has, but he doesn't know what he's doing. That's the difference. And Morgan Gibbs-White is having no impact whatsoever yesterday in the other 85 minutes or whatever it was before that penalty. He's not controlling any game for us, man. If you want to see a proper number 10 controlling a game, and I'll take outside of the Cartel 6, go watch Morgan Rogers playing. You want to see a proper Morgan play? Go watch him play. That's an impact on a game.
This is the argument, no, and this is why I'll say it right. So, in Morgan Gibbs-White's defense, the games where he's been bad, they've all been bad. They've all been shit. No one stood out, But the games where we have won, he's had a part in every single one of those wins. But what I will say, that goes along with what you're saying, is he's not. Dyche has never played him as a 10. I think the majority of the games under Dyche, he's played as an 8. And I think that is his role. And I think Anderson's is a 6, especially while Sangari's ain't here. So I would be exploring that a bit more, because I don't think Morgan Gibbs-White, one, hasn't got the finishing. He's got the passing, but he can do that passing from an 8 position, and it would be more effective as well. So he doesn't need to, and if he does his tricks and flicks and tricks, it's not going to impact so much. But I do find that when he does play that 8 position, he's a lot more disciplined, and he doesn't do so many of his flicks and tricks anyway. So I think that's his role.
I don't think he's doing anything else.
You can't be a number 10 and not be able to finish. I'm sorry.
He has scored our last 2 goals.
No, I know, but from open play, how many goals does he get?
In the underperformance tables, yes, he's underperforming, but other people have been underperforming a hell of a lot more.
No, he doesn't get that excuse. I'm sorry, he doesn't get that excuse. Highest Forest player of all time, signs a new contract but doesn't extend the length of the contract. Captain now of the club,
and they turned out 70 mil for him. He's got to be better.
He's got to be way better than he's performing. He has to be the one dragging Forest standards back up to what they were last season. He's not a captain. So, I don't know why he's the captain. He's not the captain.
Can we come back to something you said? I think that if, let's say, we signed a new striker, is there the possibility to move Igor back into the 10, move Gibbs-White back into the 8, and actually drop Anderson for a bit? Because I think that needs to be looked at.
Sangari's back. Not until Sangari's back.
No, you could. I wouldn't mind Dominguez and Douglas Luiz. Try that.
Dominguez was brilliant last night.
Dominguez was good.
Or just play Gibbs-White deeper.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'd rather drop Gibbs-White than Anderson.
Yeah.
You want to drop the player that scored our last 2 goals. It's like,
Yeah,
are we scoring too many goals or something?
I know.
Is he stopping other people from
Let's
scoring?
not talk about these goals like these goals were game changers or hard to do.
Today's goals.
You're saying that the penalty was
yes,
an 89
but let's be real. The one he
penalty.
gets against Villa, did that change anything?
No, obviously that one didn't.
Yeah, but Rob, he's the only one who can score a penalty because he's a penalty taker.
No, Jesus can take penalties. Jesus took one in the Europa League.
Last night.
Do you know what? I would have actually given that penalty to Anderson to take last night. I
just said Rob Anderson.
I probably missed it.
No,
anything.
Penalty.
I'll be honest with you right now. I've always said Milenkovic should be captain, but on his form, I'm not seeing a single leader out there.
Nico Williams.
Yeah,
but might that actually ruin him because he's giving him extra responsibilities? He's already carrying
I think it'll
yeah, but I'm not sure Nico Williams is a leadership type personality.
Are you saying that MG Dub is? Because that's what he's
not at all. But someone who's a bit more like aggressive, like Milenkovic, is who I.
He's so out of form, bro.
He's so he's.
I know he's out of form, but over half the squad.
Can I just go back on one point though? And I think hopefully we'll all agree, and a chat would as well. I felt a lot more comfortable knowing Sells was in goal yesterday, just from the offset, yeah. And I'm sure that also, you scared him. That also breeds into obviously the club, the players. Sorry, the defenders in front of him are also going to feel confident with him there.
That's a shout.
Yeah, I did just say that, but it's fine. But I want to use Friday as an opportunity to let's see what Jaya Cunha's like as a.
I agree.
I think Milenkovic maybe he needs a break. Morato came on, did fine. It was a right substitution. It's a shame for Backward, but Backward we need to talk about him as well. When he got double sub.
Just before we do, let me just do these super chats. I've been sitting here for a while. Apologies, guys. Big up to Jess with the £2. She goes, "Evening, gents. Would you take McKenna now?"
No.
Well, Scott McKenna or the manager McKenna?
No, I wouldn't. Not unless it's just
last year's relegated Ipswich manager.
Yes, I would take him in a heartbeat.
Till the end of the season, yeah.
Because he's not Sean
Heartbeat,
Dyche.
I'll take him. Absolutely.
Yeah, agenda.
His name isn't Sean Dyche. I'll take him.
How many times has Sean Dyche been relegated and how many times has McKenna been relegated?
Yeah, but I wouldn't have to look at Sean Dyche's face.
Man.
He just winds me up. Honestly, he winds me up. I'm sick of his interviews.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, how many times has Vincent Kompany been relegated?
1.
Why is he manager of Bayern Munich then?
Yeah, but the thing is, if he can't alter his style to a relegation scrap and he's only capable of managing a team that shits on everybody else, then is he a good manager? I don't know.
Okay, how many?
Vice versa, then? What if you can only manage shit teams and you can't actually progress a team, even when you've got the best squad you've ever had? What if that's the case? Because that's what it is right now.
We need to be a bit more consistent about this. Do we really have the best squad?
The best squad he's ever had. The best squad Sean Dyche has ever had. That's what my argument is.
No, that's what everyone else's argument is as to why Sean Dyche will be different. He's on record to say, give me good players and I'll play attacking football.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I'm still waiting.
We played football yesterday.
He won't change. A leopard doesn't change its spots.
Let me just run these supers. And Anthony with the £2, he goes, thoughts on 4-1-4-1 formation. Jesus was so isolated. I don't mind 4-1-4-1. The problem with it is then you're creating an extra pocket of space between Jesus and the four midfielders, which would isolate him even further, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I remember when Brighton played 4-1-4-1 against us, and that finished 7-0.
Yeah, 7-0. Yeah. And they didn't have Dyche in charge. Thank you for the £2, bro. Mark with the 25 dirham. He says, "Can't believe this negativity. You'd have thought we lost. Yes, it wasn't our best performance. Who cares? Are we Forest fans or not?" So the negativity. Here's my stance, and I'm not speaking for the boys. Forest were 2 inches from being 2-0 down and dead and buried, and 1 point ahead of West Ham. There is absolutely no way Forest would have come back from that 2-0 down. Firstly, the performance was horrific. The performance is we've lost 4 in a row before this, going into this game, and we would have been going into an Arsenal game. As far as I'm concerned, the win papers over the performance cracks. Big time. We haven't scored from open play in that game. We didn't create from open play in the second half at all. Those are the areas of concern. And also just to add to that, when we lost to Man City, I was full praise of the performance because of the way we played. So I'm not basing my negativity or positivity based on the actual result. I'm basing it on what I'm seeing on the pitch. But I hear your point, and that's just my stance on it.
Well, can I just add to that? Because after we went down to that Murillo own goal, I thought we were going to see a reaction, but it seemed to just knock the stuffing out of us. And I personally felt like we spent the rest of the first half trying to contain West Ham and stop them from getting a second. In terms of like fighting our way back into the match, I didn't feel like that happened until we got that huge slice of luck and their second goal was disallowed. Yeah. So in between that, there's 50 minutes of gameplay gone where we knew we were 1-0 down and we've not been ready to sort of press the issue at all. We've been
I think it's a mentality thing because I kind of agree.
It's pressure.
But if there were certain players like obviously Nico Williams, but more so Dominguez, even after that first goal, Dominguez was yelling people to get forward. He was screaming at people. Like, that's the type of player we need at this moment. We need someone to get the mentality up. Because if we go 1-0 down and heads go down, then we will lose. But we clearly have players good enough to come back and fight for a win.
I don't know. I think the mentality is a major issue, but the manager isn't helping it. He hasn't improved it. And I think you discussed it on the last show. I think Wolfie asked the question, has he improved anyone? I don't think he's improved a single player, but he's made players worse.
No, but what we have, let's just look at it objectively.
Let me just finish your point before you jump in, please.
Go on then, finish it.
Gunners.
What's Douglas Luiz doing wrong? Why is he not getting any game time?
Because they don't want to buy it.
He was not perfect yesterday. There was a lot of flaws in there, and he could have made changes, and he didn't make the right changes at halftime. He brings back Quorum for Hutchinson, and it was just a like for like swap. He could. There's nothing. His changes aren't tactical. They're reactionary.
I think the Douglas Luiz thing. They don't want to play him because they don't want to buy him.
Oh bollocks! Dyche has said that if he wants to play him, he'll play him. So if that's his mentality, then he should play him.
So our next game is in 10 days anyway. Our next game's in 10 days. Sangari might be back by then. So it's
next league.
I don't know why we're wrapping Luiz in cotton wool at the minute. Obviously, Dominguez is being picked up ahead of him, as if Anderson is not even in consideration. Like Anderson, we're still acting like Anderson is first name on the team sheet. And I'm now questioning that assumption. I'm questioning that. And by the way, if we drop him, it makes it less likely that other people will want to buy him because they'll think, oh, right, he can't get in the Forest team.
And if you drop him, you get a reaction back out of him. I think he would take it the right way.
I think you're overthinking it on Anderson. I think he's just knackered from playing too many games. He's played every game.
Then drop him.
Yeah, but don't drop him for the lack of skill. Drop him because he maybe needs a rep.
I don't care what you want to drop him for.
He'll get dropped against Wrexham.
You drop him.
So but what I was going to say when Ez hadn't finished his point was we need to look at this objectively. I have never been excited by the appointment of Sean Dyche. Okay, but I'm still in the position where I do not think it would be a good idea to sack him. And the reason for that is things can still get a hell of a lot worse from here. And if we sack him and appoint him with someone that doesn't work, what are we going to do? Get a fifth manager? What the players and what
this argument
trying out for is some stability.
But
now,
Rob,
you need to look at the table. You need to look at the table. We've got 21 points on that table. 16 of those have come from Sean Dyche, 4 from Nuno, and 1 from Ange Postecoglou. Okay, so in the same way that I'm saying, look, Morgan Gibbs-White is our top league scorer, and he's scored our last 2 goals. Dropping him does not solve our goal scoring problem. Getting rid of Sean Dyche does not solve our position in the table. That's what I'm saying.
If you bring in the right manager,
season, you can have your Marco Silva or whatever. If he'd lost last night with that performance, I would have probably been calling for his head. But results, it's a results business, and he's got the result. We've now got 10 days before our next game where we can bask in that win if
we
we feel like
on Friday, you know.
And some tired players can get no, it's 10 days before we play Arsenal. Some players can get a rest. Maybe Sells and Aina can get fitter. Sangare can come back from AFCON. So look, it's an opportunity to reset. Okay. So I know what you're saying about, well, now's a good time to get rid of him. Well, things can still get a lot worse from here.
Okay, hold on. You're pulling the I only want to show one narrative option here. You say things could get a lot worse. Are you saying things can get a lot better?
I think that the players
and is Europe a concern? On top of that question, is Europe a
concern? I know I've just had a long go, but you've just asked me a question. Right, the players, I think...
I'm adding to it. I think, and is Europe a consideration for you?
The players are low on confidence. They've been under a lot of pressure. A lot of them have been overplayed, and a lot of them are playing through injury at the moment. So I'm saying that we have got 10 days before we got to play Arsenal. We should make some signings, and we should have people like Aina, who had a better game last night.
All right,
by the
you've
way.
said all that, but you're not addressing the point. Here's the point, okay? I don't want Dyche out because I think whatever. I want Dyche out because I'm not seeing anything on the pitch that shows me that he's taken this team and is moving it forward. The results are coming. But really, we've had a handful of results with, I would say, 2 outstanding performances, 1 good performance, and 1 crap performance where we got points. The rest have been rubbish. On top of that, tactically, he is absolutely clueless. He has no idea what he's doing on the pitch. He is opposed to players going in the middle of the park. Everything is played long and wide. We're so predictable to play against. We don't create chances in open play. Exactly what you said earlier, Rob. Every time a Forest player is on the ball, they look swarmed by about 3 or 4 opposition players. And every time an opposition player is on the ball, they seem to have 10 yards of free space around them. That's tactical issues. Okay. I am telling you, and this is the exact same complaints that Everton fans had about him. What they all said to me, and what Mike said to me specifically as well, is Dyche will get you the odd result that keeps him on side with your fan base, and the rest of it is utter crap. And he's been bang on. He's been absolutely bang on. Dyche is not a long-term solution. I can stomach him till the end of the season if he's sacked.
I agree.
But I can't. See, you said you can stomach. I can't stomach this football, man. But I've already said I'm protesting by not going to the games. I mean, I've got my ticket for the Arsenal game, but that's the last one for now. That's how I'm protesting. I don't want to watch this football. I don't want to be paying 55 quid at least minimum for this type of football. And Rob said the same thing this season, haven't you? You know, so I'm not, straw manning you in saying that, but it's just a style of football, Rob. We're good enough now, and we're in a position where we shouldn't be relegated from where we are now. We've seen the teams behind us, a bit awful. Burnley and maybe even Wolves. Wolves seem to be on some mini. Let's get Rob Edwards. At least he's nicer to look at, man. Let's just bring him in.
The thing is like, I forgot what I was going to fucking say. Ben, you haven't spoken on it.
The thing is, I don't think you can't just throw out the.
Jorgen Strand Larsen got an assist, by the way.
You can't.
Oh yes, bring him in. Bring him in.
You can't just throw out. You can't just throw out the point about what happens if we bring in a worse manager than Dyche. The club needs to learn that they've made mistakes. They bought in Ange because Ange had won Europa, but his win percentage with Spurs was crap. Then they bought in Dyche because they were desperate. I mean, bringing in Dyche, like no one wanted Dyche in. Let's be honest. They're not going to go out now and sign like fucking Sam Allardyce or something. They've got to go out there and sign a proper manager to take us forward, to try and, all this ambition that Marinakis talked about last season. Where's that gone? Has the ambition gone out the window? They're talking about bringing this new stadium together with 52,500 seats. Well, you're not going to fill that in the Championship, are you? So you need to go out there and you need to match the ambition of the club to the level of the manager. You're not just going to bring in another another person who plays around at the bottom of the Premier League. No, you need someone like a Maresca, someone who knows what they're doing, both internationally, European, and at the top of the Premier League. And you've got to make the right decision. And if you have to spend the money, if you have to get someone like Marco Silva in, then spend the money. Because the alternative is, if we do get relegated, and I don't think we will, but if we do, you lose hundreds of millions of pounds. So get it right, and get it right once. This will be third time lucky now. Just make the right decision. Take your time. Get in the right manager. Who said that? I wanted Dyche. Chuck. Someone ban Chuck from the chat. Make the right decision. Get the right manager in. I don't agree with this. Or ones if you get in someone worse than Dyche.
Then you sack them as well. Sack them as well.
Yeah, and there's no limit on, if things aren't working. This is football. It's a ruthless business, Rob. It's a ruthless business.
I am telling you now. This point,
certain issues here. The main issue for me is I need to see us progress in Europe, and I'd change a manager just so somebody who's a European specialist. I'm not talking obviously who we had in previously, but that's my concern now. That he's not going to progress us in Europe. I just don't see it. I really don't.
Yeah. Look, the Europe thing, we don't win this under Dyche. End of.
And I don't want to sign players under him either.
Yeah, that's a big point.
We do not win the Europa League under Dyche. If we do, that's a damning indictment on the quality of the team in the Europa League. I'm sorry, but it is. Also, on top of that, I agree with what some people in the chat are saying. I think Burnley and Wolves are playing better football right now than Forest.
Yeah,
the only team that's playing worse than us is Spurs. And I'm not saying that because I hate Spurs.
West Ham.
I think I would say West Ham in the first half were better than Forest.
Yeah, they were.
I felt there was more of a threat when West Ham countered us than when we were slowly tippy-tapping, long balling the ball around yesterday. It was horrible to watch.
What's really frustrating? Dyche has actually said in his last 3 post-match interviews that the build-up was too slow. It's like, are you complaining to us about it?
Yeah,
it's like, it was so slow, wasn't it? It's like, well, you're the fucking manager. Do something about it.
Every time something is wrong, it's the player's fault. Every time something is right, it's because he's coached them and he's bleep tested them. That's the difference. Like, he's not doing anything about it apart from trying to make himself sound good, impresses about it. It's such a horrible system. So, you know what? Cooper has better tactics than Dyche. At least I can see. If you were to say to me, what was Cooper's identity? It was low block football, use your pace of Brennan Johnson on the wing to counter-attack through that. That was, and keep it compact in the middle. If you ask me what's Dyche's tactics, I don't know. Long balls wide, long balls into Jesus on his own in the half, and then I don't know how you create a goal with him. He's meant to be a set piece specialist. He keeps going on about these stupid throw-ins that he invented. We haven't scored a single goal from them. So
the one I still can't stand, and they were doing it yesterday. Those short, they get a free kick or a corner and they pass.
Oh my god, those man! They're
absolutely doing my head in. You've got a perfectly good chance to get the ball into the center of the 5-yard box. And
Bournemouth are beating Spurs 3-2.
That's going to kickstart their season, then. Isn't it?
I mean, Bournemouth always win 3, so that's not really.
We're on a really rubbish score. Okay.
Yeah, this is annoying as well because if Bournemouth lose to those scum Spurs, we could. I mean, we got Arsenal, I know, but theoretically, we could start jumping some places. I am sick of being 17th in this league.
Don't worry, that's where we're going to finish. We're going to finish 17th.
It's better to be 18th, 19th, or 20th. I don't know why you guys can't see the real prospect that things could get a lot worse if we twist.
How do they get worse? How do they get worse?
Exactly.
Appointing
which manager would we have to bring in? Which manager will we have to bring in for it to be worse?
Yeah, good question.
Well, all these names that we're floating about now, they seem to be people that got relegated in the last few years. How's that an upgrade?
Rob, you want to buy
who we floated? Who we floated?
Well, McKenna, Rob Edwards, they've been relegated in the last few years. I
haven't brought those up. What
I don't want is a fourth manager that's going to actually undo the semi-stability we've got now and make things a hell of a lot worse.
I ain't got a semi watching this football.
When you've got a 7-point cushion, you just get to the finish line and you sort it out in the summer. That's all I'm saying. We have not got pulling power right now.
You can do that in the league, Rob. You're missing my point. But we're not in Europe. We're not going to be. When are we next going to get into Europe?
Dyche has done all right in Europe, to be fair to him.
He's done all right. Anybody could do all right in this league. We need to do better.
The only poor result was the draw at Sturm Graz.
Answer me that. When are we next going to get into Europe? We're going to just throw it away.
Who says we're throwing it away?
We've got Dyche in charge. Of course we're throwing it away.
Yeah, tell me what is wrong with Dyche's results in Europe, apart from Sturm Graz, where Gibbs-White missed a penalty.
Midtjylland. Right? Midtjylland.
That was
Midtjylland was Ange Postecoglou.
I remember it was Ange.
Agenda.
Right, 1 second. Let me just do the super chats. Apologies, Richards. I'm coming to it. Jason with the 21 months. Thank you so much, bud. Appreciate it. Richard with the £5. He says, has anyone seen the rubbish about Murillo being sold? Yeah, it's being linked to this club, AC Milan. So
yeah, why are
get rid of him? Get rid of him.
By the way,
get rid of him. By the way,
nah.
Why are you wearing an opposition shirt, another team's shirt?
Because
AC Milan are an opposition.
Okay, jersey. If you scan the code there.
That's a shirt.
Hey, look, if Ant came on in an Arsenal shirt, would you be comfortable?
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
AC Milan. The rules of football tops are simple. You can't wear a team from your same league or a rival within your same
they're
league.
a European team.
You can wear European teams.
Yeah, of course.
Second, comes on with Palmeiras tops all the time.
Do you want me to lend you this? Do you want me to lend you this?
No, I've got that one.
Rob, if Ant came on wearing an Arsenal top, no one would bat an eyelid.
Yeah, thank you for that, Richard. I will check into it, but I think it's sourced really badly, mate. But I have seen it. Look, let's talk about these strikers, because Callum Mwendo has been loaned out to who was it again? Frankfurt.
Has he gone now?
He's gone. He's done his medical.
They tweeted it.
This is absolutely. Let me say 2 words on it, then I'll pass it to you guys. This is appalling business for me, and I'll tell you why. I'll give you the example of Spurs. Spurs just sold Brennan Johnson to Crystal Palace for £35 million. In the very next game, their right winger, who is keeping Brennan Johnson out there, Team Kudos, is injured. Got injured. Spurs are now back into the market, desperately trying to look for a right winger, now with an inflated market price because everyone knows they're forced into their hand. My point on this...
Sell them and Doy. Sell them and Doy.
I'll fucking give him Callum Hudson-Odoi right now. Now, my point is this.
Harsh.
Why are we stupid enough to do the same stupidity that we've just seen Spurs do? I have no problem with Callum Mwendo being loaned out. If he's not going to be the guy, fine. Why can't we get the player in first before loaning it out? Because right now, our 2 strikers that are fit are Jesus, who's not, let's be honest, not scoring goals as good as he looks playing. And then secondly, Taiwo, who can't kick a ball. So this is my frustration with it. I would have been okay if they went and got Callum Wilson. In fact, I would actually take Callum Wilson. On a free.
Hasn't he had his contract ended by?
Nuno was denying it. Nuno's denying it. My point here is I wouldn't have done it with Callum Mwendo. However, they've done it the wrong way around for me. So that's the point I wanted to make. What are your guys' thoughts? Chat.
I wouldn't personally have sold Callum Mwendo at all, because how Taiwo is first choice over Callum Mwendo, I will never ever know. And also, like you say, we needed strikers. That was the whole point of last season, is we didn't have enough strikers. We don't score enough goals. Why are we selling our strikers? We don't have the backup. Are we really saying that our number 1 backup now? Because apparently Wood is out for the season. That's what I've heard. So if Wood's out for the season,
out for a while.
I've heard no rumors on a new striker. So, but basically, what you're saying is Taiwo is now our number 1 backup, and Taiwo has scored, I think, 1 goal in 18 months.
Well, let me add you some context. The 2 Forest one are Strand Larsen. That's the one they're really pushing, and Lucas from.
But we need them in ASAP, because what if they? What if they get...
I hear that. But again, I have issues with both those strikers because they're profiled for Dyche. I don't want to see Dyche.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
This is the thing. Clubs now need to move to the system, and that's what you're seeing with a Brighton. That you're seeing Brentford. They move to a system of a club system that whoever the next manager comes in will fit into that. You don't have to do this whole let's rebuild the squad and start the process from the beginning. So
I
actually, despite what Anne says, Larson is a decent enough striker. Lucas is very good. He could work, but again,
which Lucas? Lucas from where?
He's at Napoli, isn't he? I think it's Napoli.
Okay.
Wait, Mark, where's he from? It's Napoli. I've gone blank on it.
Luca.
Sorry, Luca.
Yeah, okay, I've not heard of him. Strand Larson.
Yeah, Logan, that's the one. That's the one.
He would do the job, but that's my frustration. Exactly the same as you. But I think there must be a reason for it because you can't be selling your only really fit backup striker without somebody lined up. But they've obviously, if they didn't make the deal now, they'd not get it, you know. And we've got to be thinking ahead to next season as well. We are going to have PSR issues, and if we start lining up a few sales. And Callum Wonder, for whatever reason, wasn't given a chance, and he is never going to be given a chance under Dyche. So we've got to accept that, move him on, but you got to bring somebody in ASAP, like Crypto's just said. You can't be hanging around and waiting till the last day of the
sorry, just add, I'll put a video together when we get 5 minutes between games. They wanted in doing a swap deal for Luca and Forest.
That would be fine. And you know, I hope.
Have you looked at his stats? So Lorenzo Luca is 6'7".
Yeah, he's a Dyche striker.
He's played for Udinese. He's on loan to Napoli, where he has scored 1 goal in 14 games.
Same as Strand Larson.
That's better than Larson, mate.
Yeah, he scored a goal.
How many Premier League goals has he scored? Because Strand Larson.
Newcastle have just equalised against Leeds. Newcastle have equalised.
Okay.
Really?
So look, what your boys thoughts like? Are these the strikers we get? I look at it and I think the best fit right now, even with the Dyche thing and short termism, because I don't want to give Dyche any money, is Callum Wilson.
Yeah,
I'd take Callum Wilson.
I'd definitely take Callum Wilson.
He'd do a great job.
We need that type of profile of striker.
His quality is good enough. It's always been his injury issues. That's not his quality. His quality's there, mate.
The thing is,
he's not some pace, but he can finish. The boy can finish.
I've always thought, and I know Simon hates this because Simon will say, "What quality striker wants to come to Forest to a 17th?" But I've always thought that the player you should spend the most amount of money on is the striker, because in order to win games, you need to score goals. I personally think it's the most important position on the pitch. And now our backup is Tyro, which is simply not good enough. And I hope he at least stays fit. I hope he doesn't get injured. I'll probably I'll give Lemmy a call after this, see if it's possible if anyone else can get injured in the team.
This is similar to last season, isn't it? We didn't bring anybody in, and one.
Well, be careful, Les, because Lemmy promised us that Chris Wood couldn't get injured.
Yeah. That's literally the point I was making before you interrupted.
You interrupted me, man.
Anyway, continue.
I was just going to say, I think we need. All I can think back every time I think of Forest, all I think of is Maranaka said ambition 3 times. Is Strand Larson ambition? No.
Right. Is he better than Taiwo?
Sorry,
Is he better than Taiwo?
I'm better than Taiwo.
Man, you've just taken the lead against Burnley. It's 2-1 to United.
Good.
I don't even want to say that. I hate them.
Why do we have to just buy a striker and go, are they better than Taiwo?
Why can't we buy a striker?
Why can't we buy a striker and think
argument a year ago in the last January window?
Why can't we buy a striker and think, oh, I want this striker because they're good, they've got a good record, they've scored a decent amount of goals. Why are we looking for a striker just based on are they better than Taiwo?
You know
it shouldn't be like that.
Isn't it deja vu? I can take us back to GORs we did a year ago in the last January window, and I was naming strikers that we could go after because all we had on the books then was Chris Wood and Taiwo, and we were like, what happens if Chris Wood gets injured? And I was throwing names out there, and you're going, he's shit, he's not good enough for us. The point was, all you need is a backup striker that is better than Taiwo. Listen, if we sign Morgan Gibbs-White,
Rob, why can we not get someone to challenge for the position?
If we sign Jorgen Strand-Larsen, that does not mean that we can't sign another striker in the summer. I'm saying that we are down to Chris Wood, who's injured, and Taiwo, who's barely a footballer, and Igor Jesus, who is not a striker, right? So it's not the time to get picky. You can buy somebody.
It is the time to get picky.
All right, you don't need to calm down.
You put some names out there, then realistic ones.
Okay, I'm going to say
Marmouche.
Oh,
I'll say this.
You only said that because he said it.
Ivan Toney.
All right, you try and get Ivan Toney because of tax reasons. I actually agree with Ben. I agree with Ben. If you are setting the benchmark, is he better than Taiwo? Honestly, Mark Dennis in the chat is better than Taiwo.
We didn't sign anybody last January window.
Okay, but you're missing Ben's point. You're missing Ben's point. Ben is saying by default, if you sign someone who's good, they're going to be better than Taiwo anyway. There is no bar. There is no player that is lower than Taiwo for me as a striker. Right? So you can't name one.
Let me jump in here. No, I'm joking. I can't defend Taiwo at the moment. I can't. But we've got no competition for our only striker. Basically.
Yeah. So you're almost agreeing with Ben without realizing because
we have got more pulling power than we've actually got.
Yep.
And we're not recognizing that if you can buy your backup striker now and your main striker in the summer.
Yeah. I'm with you on this one, Rob. I would bring him in. I would bring Strand Larsen in.
Why do you want to buy a relegation? He can't even make a relegation.
Ben, shut up, yeah? This is a January window. There's no decent strikers available. And if it was, we haven't got the money for it. We're
who wants to
in the PFL.
What teams are looking to offload?
And we're 17th.
Yeah.
No, it's not the teams. It's not the teams that are looking to offload. You need to ask the other question. What strikers are looking to move because of the World Cup?
Yes.
That's what you need to ask yourself.
Yeah.
That's the key question. Because if they're
That's
not starting...
Edu should be doing. That's what Mr. Edu should be doing.
Yeah, exactly. I would get, if Sean Dyche is still in charge, I would get Callum Wilson short-term contract to the end of the season. If Callum Wilson goes and bangs in 15 goals for this rest of the season, we don't make the same mistake Chris Wood. You don't extend the contract. He's 33, I think, maybe even 34.
He's the same age as Chris Wood.
Yeah, and look how Chris Wood's broken down. We don't make the mistake just because of nostalgia. You go and then you buy yourself a younger, better striker who will give you more long-termism.
Yeah. But Wolfie's absolutely right. There are players all over, not just in Europe, but I mean, in terms of the markets that we can look at, there's players itching for game time that aren't getting game time. And
Keenan Davis banging him in.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he still in Italy? Right, let's look him up.
I'll definitely take him. But yeah, there's definitely players around that need game time before this World Cup to try and get into the country's squad. So that's what our recruitment team should be doing. They should have been doing this already anyway.
That's a crazy amount as well for Strand Larsen.
No, it will be less than that.
Even in Premier League terms,
there's a number that makes sense and a number that doesn't. I wouldn't advocate spending 40 million on him right now.
No,
but for 20, it would be a mistake not to. So
the other thing I will add. Is that Wolves have been reported as saying they don't want to sell to a relegation rival. That's how low we've seen.
We're not a relegation rival.
Well, no. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you think. This is what Wolves think. That we're a relegation rival.
You're absolutely right. We're the 17th place team. We've got
this is how low we've sunk. It's how low we've sunk.
Yeah, but we're 10 points off a Champions League spot as well. So.
Yeah, I don't think we get 10 points for the rest of the season, mate. I really don't. So
if we carry on at a point a game, which is what I think we've got, we're safe, isn't it? We're comfortably safe.
Yeah.
Let's get
a point. If every team was built on let's find someone who's just better than our worst player, it would be a tragic league.
Not raising the floor over.
Or you just end up with your worst player. You end up bringing Taiwo on because you're so fussy. You won't take anyone
who's
relegation scrap.
Why are you saying Taiwo is our worst player? Sounds like an agenda to me.
Jess with the £2, she says Wood has scored more in Premier League than Jesus. Just saying, and that's this season. She's right. I think Wood's still on 2.
This season. Yeah.
Would that make Wood our second joint top goal scorer in the Premier League?
He's top.
No, he's not.
Wood's our top goal scorer ever. What's our top goal scorer ever?
No, this season, man. I'm talking this season.
He's top.
Isn't it?
He's not. Gibbs-White is.
Gibbs-White, isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Let me have a look. Top goal scorer How about this? Gibbs-White is top goal scorer with 5.
Own goal.
Hudson-Odoi is second with 3. Chris Wood is third with 2.
And
Like,
I got Jesus one.
let that sink in. Just let that. Chris Wood, who hasn't played since August, maybe early September, is our third highest goal scorer.
So all you lot earlier saying drop Morgan Gibbs-White, you were wrong.
Wait, it gets better. Joint top goal scorers with him are Sangare and Savona.
What a season, isn't it?
Wow.
Season.
Jess, why did you make me look at that? Like, seriously. Burnley have equalized. Oh my God, man, this is crazy. Oh my God, I can't wait to speak to Nick, man.
Wilson's free, Owen. Wilson's on a free transfer.
Seeing as we covered that West Ham game so well, we're going to look ahead to this Wrexham game on Friday.
Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about it. I'll be honest with you.
No, I don't.
I do.
I expect us to be embarrassed live on TV. But going back to what I was saying earlier, I need to see minutes for players like Jaya Cunha and play the fringe players and give them some minutes in their legs. But I wouldn't be risking any of our first teamers really, unless you have to. Goalkeeper wise, did I see Angus Gunn on the bench yesterday?
Yeah.
So he's fine. So I'd play him.
Yeah. He's not fine though, is he? He's probably the worst keeper I've ever seen.
What are you on about? What do you know about him?
Sorry, not Angus Gunn. I was thinking of Aaron Bott. My bad.
What about
John? Know about him?
Aaron Bott. He played in pre-season.
Anything, bro?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do I know about anything? I'm the one who guessed the last 6 games correctly.
Is Aaron Bott on FIFA? What's his FIFA player rating?
What's his FIFA player rating?
Aaron Bott is probably like 30.
What's his progression?
Probably like minus 30.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
But yeah, I mean, I asked the question. I mean, I'm not bothered about the game. I'm really.
How can you not be bothered about the game?
Rob, why are you bothered?
Right, because we need to build some momentum now. We need to recover our team spirit. We need to see if there's some people who are not currently getting in the team that can make a difference. We've mentioned Jaya Cunha, for example. So I think losing at Wrexham just sets us back. By the way, I would say it's an upset if we win that game. I don't know if Wrexham beat us.
You just contradicted yourself in that sentence there, mate.
Why?
I don't expect if we play our B team. I don't think our B team beats Wrexham. I'm just saying. I don't think it does. But I do want to see players getting some.
When's the next game after that? We should look.
Arsenal. You said in 10 days.
Yeah, that's it. Right. So you might as well play a full strength team, but with a few tweaks. I mean, I think you
would play a full strength team.
I would.
Sorry?
Did you say you play a full strength team?
Well, look, it's not the league, so Igor Jesus could probably score a couple of goals.
Yeah. True.
Shall I tell you who will play? Shall I tell you guaranteed who will play?
Yeah,
Luis, because it doesn't count towards his loan thing.
In that case, right? We should look at it in terms of who probably needs a rest right now. And I would argue Milenkovic and
the fan base. I'd say the fan base needs a freaking rest.
Yeah, exactly.
Just cancel the game. Cancel the game.
Milenkovic and Anderson are the two that I would say give them a week off. Yeah.
And Nico Williams.
Nico Williams needs a rest. Einar needs a rest. I think you go. Here's what I would do. I would go Angus Gunn in goal, Savona right back, Jair Cunha Morato.
Yeah.
And 35 at left back.
Yeah. What do we need to find out about Morato? We know what his limitations are.
We don't need to find out about him. We just need to rest the others.
He is a warm body that you put in when people get injured.
We want to play next to Cunha.
I want to see Cunha alongside Murillo. I want to see Cunha alongside Murillo. I'm really interested to see that partnership. That could be the future.
Well, you could play him on the left back, Cunha.
No.
Right back, I mean. Right back. I want to see Einar play. Einar needs to build fitness. We need him back to his best.
A Palace drew Villa.
Graham, what you've just said is absolute bollocks.
He makes I don't know.
Your back five, including the goalkeeper, I agree with it, Wolfie. Let's go further forward then. I'd bring
Douglas Luiz will play. He will.
Luiz will play, yeah, he will. I'm sure he will. I don't want to see Anderson play.
I think Yates will be back fit.
No, I think Anderson will play. He'll
sure.
definitely play.
Nah, Anderson will be rested. Yeah, Cubana, I'll do a roundup video for you guys tomorrow on the Cubana stuff. But I think Yates might be back, you know. I think Yates might be back.
Yeah,
no, not Taiwo. Not Taiwo. This is look. Igor needs to get some more goals, get his confidence up.
No.
Yeah, but
if you put Taiwo in, you're throwing the cup. You're just throwing the cup. Saying we're not interested.
I don't care about the game. I don't care about the result.
The wrong attitude.
You can't throw the FA Cup.
Talking about building momentum. We're not going to build momentum by beating Wrexham.
Right, look, let's imagine. Let's imagine what success looks like. Okay, imagine what success looks like. We need to beat Wrexham. We need to put in a good performance against Arsenal. Maybe scrape a 1-1 or something.
So there goes your winning streak.
Games in Europe. Yeah, okay, but look, how does losing in the cup help us to get out of this mess?
Because we get less games.
We don't have any less games, yeah. We don't need a distraction.
Well, right. Well, on that basis, let's throw the Europa League and focus on the Premier League.
No. See, when you go to that stupid extreme, I'm not throwing Europe. I'm throwing the freaking FA Cup. We don't need the FA Cup. Are we going to win it?
No.
Well, I've had enough humiliation. I want us to beat Wrexham.
I agree.
You haven't had enough humiliation yet, mate.
You've got to try your best in every game. You can't. Ez, I know you only watch games until half.
Let me ask the chat. Are you bothered about the FA Cup?
Yeah, let's ask the chat. More sensible than what Crypto was about to say there.
Look, my point on the FA Cup is this. Like, I give me 17th in the Europa League. I'll take it now. Bite your hand off. Spurs style. We ain't winning the FA Cup. The Europa League is easier to win than the FA Cup, in my opinion. Like, you don't have to play a Man City or an
Arsenal. Straight defeats, irrespective of the competition. Wouldn't we feel a lot better with 2 back-to-back wins?
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
But 2 back-to-back wins gets ended against Arsenal. We're not beating Arsenal.
Sweaty win yesterday doesn't even count for me.
I've had people in the comments complaining, saying that we can never beat. You know, we're not going to win this. We're not going to win that. That was my attitude with the Villa game. Okay, but
and we lost.
Arsenal is a home game. Okay, when we stayed up the first season under Cooper, Taiwo shinned a goal after 6 minutes, and then we played low block for the rest of the game. We can beat Arsenal at home. If you go into that, we beat Arsenal when we're in the Championship. Eric Lehigh scored 2 goals. Okay, so if you, I don't mind writing off away games, but you must never write off home games. That is a disrespect.
I'm not writing it off. I don't know where you got that narrative from. I don't know where you got that narrative from. But for that reason, I'm not risking any players against freaking Wrexham when I've got a game against Arsenal.
There's still 8 days for them to recover.
You know what?
It's not like a Sunday, Wednesday type thing.
But we've just played. We just had a Christmas period, yeah, where we played how many games in about 12 days, 13 days. They need a break from that.
I've suggested 2 players who I think would benefit from sitting out the Wrexham game, which I think is Milenkovic and Anderson, who've been ever present for us this season.
Yeah. I mean, look, I haven't agreed with Rob on this channel for 3 years, but I'll agree with him on this.
I want to know, to what end do you think one game in the FA Cup is going to make the difference?
It's going to make any difference whatsoever.
You've got to try in every competition. It's a competitive sport. You can't just give up because you can't be asked to watch it.
Right. If we beat Wrexham, it gives us a small boost or at least a little warm feeling for 5 minutes.
Well, if we win
lose against Wrexham, it goes and it's a humiliation that undoes what we achieved last night, because it just gets us back into Mardy mode again.
Okay, I would not feel unless we got battered like 5-0. I would not feel humiliated by losing to Wrexham.
Listen, I wasn't that bothered not to progress beyond the first round of the League Cup. But who felt fine about the way that we threw that game against Swansea? That was a humiliation.
Okay,
I got over it. I got over it. It was under Ange. I got over it, bro.
All right, let me spin this around, Rob. Let's say Dyche doesn't rest a single player and plays the strongest first team and we lose. Does that help or hinder us?
At least you tried. At least
that would be so disappointing.
I don't understand why you don't care about
people, because the best team can't even beat a championship opponent.
You should care about every game we play. It doesn't matter what league or anything.
Don't tell me what I should and shouldn't do.
Shut up, man. Are you a Forest fan or not?
Bro, you were the one who said you wanted Forest to lose 5-0 to West Ham and get relegated last week.
Wait, but you're the one that said you wanted to get relegated so Dyche gets sacked.
I said,
yeah, because I love the club.
So Dyche gets fired. But if we lose to Wrexham, Dyche isn't going to get fired. So therefore, I want us to win.
I'll be honest with you. We got 2 FA Cups in the back pocket. A third doesn't make a difference to me.
Wrexham have actually won their last
doesn't move the needle.
Games.
I don't give a shit.
The only look, if you'd made the argument,
4 wins. They just beat Derby. They just beat Derby away.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If either of you had made the argument to me as the best path for us to get back into Europe next season, I would have reconsidered
that as well.
You think we win the FA Cup then?
No, because we're going to win the Europa, so that's fine.
We just got to a semi-final. Are we saying that?
6-7.
Yeah.
I still don't know what that means. 6-7.
I still don't know.
Don't ask.
Anyway, Forest won yesterday. I'm sure you can tell by the way we've been delightful on the stream.
We're all happy club.
There will be a Wrexham preview tomorrow that I'll be doing for you guys. I don't know how enthusiastic it will be. So I don't know. I'm not that bothered about the FA Cup. And I would say the chat is quite split on it. 44% are bothered about the FA Cup, 56 are not. I'll put it this way. I don't know if Ez would agree with me. If Forest get to the semi-finals, I'll start caring about the FA Cup. Before then, I'm not fussed.
Yep, I agree.
I'm not fussed.
I agree. And just going back to what Rob was saying, if we put out a first team and we'd lose, that is more soul destroying than putting out a B team and losing.
Yeah.
So put Taiwo. Put Taiwo.
Put Taiwo up front, man.
We only lost because we had Taiwo playing.
Yeah, exactly. You can blame Taiwo. Blame Taiwo. You blame him for everything else. So yeah, that's fine. I'm sure his shoulders are big enough to take it, mate. But I don't see the point after the busy Christmas period that we've just had in putting out, risking any of our first teamers that we don't need to in this game.
Yeah. I won't be standing for the watch along. I'll be sitting down for this Wrexham.
It just reminds me of like 2 years ago when you guys went to the Nottingham Castle thing and Ez was like, "Oh, I can't believe how big Taiwo's shoulders are in that white t-shirt."
He smells
amazing.
Yeah, he's not well good, man. He's not well good, man. All right, I'm gonna send you over to Dan United because man, you are in the mud here. He's doing a watch along, so we can catch the last 10 minutes.
Wait, just because you've been saying the scores all the way through. Give us the scores before.
All right, quick update. Spurs lost to Bournemouth by 3-2. Everton and Wolves drew 1 apiece. Fulham beat Chelsea 2-1. Man City drew with Brighton. That's Arsenal fully in the driving seat now. Palace drew with Villa 0-0. Brentford beat Sunderland 3-0. Newcastle and Leeds are still 2 apiece with 15 minutes to go. And Burnley are drawing with Manchester United. So go and troll Dan. Just say United in the mud, Ollie at the wheel, something like that. FFTV raid. And we'll see you for the exciting Wrexham preview tomorrow. Come on, you Reds.
You Reds.
You Reds.